My name is Steve Quiet.
Perfect. Hey guys, welcome to this, I think, exciting episode of Dude, I Love or Hate My Ride, because behind me is the brand new 2019 Subaru Forester that just came out, and next to me is Steve Quiet, who just purchased it. And as you know, this show is all about basically helping you decide whether the Forester is right for you and talking to real owners who've actually spent real money on real cars. So Let's start with the first question. Is this your first Subaru, Steve?
No, I've had two before.
Yep.
I had a 2004 Outback with high mileage, and then way back in 79 or 80, I had a DL wagon.
And you said you had a problem with the DL.
It didn't hold up to a Kenworth.
Now that's not the fault of the DL.
Apparently not. Wasn't a fair fight.
Talk to me about the previous Outback.
The previous Outback, I bought it for almost 5 years ago.
Yep.
It had 190-some thousand on it when I bought it. Did have bad head gaskets when I bought it, and I missed that. After I had that repaired, it was rock solid for the next 4 years. Never leaked a drop on my garage floor, and it was a good car.
So is that why you decided to get the Forester, because you had a good experience with the Outback, or why did you go for the Forester?
Okay, so the Forester was on my short list, and I was looking for a small SUV or crossover, and I started to research them, and I bumped across the Forester. It had just been introduced in the New York Auto Show in March, and I started reading on it. I went and drove a CX-5. My wife has a 2015 CX-5, which is a nice comparable vehicle.
It is, it's Mazda.
Yeah, and I looked at the Honda CR-V, and the more I looked at them, the more I liked the new Forester. And it's completely redesigned from the ground up, different chassis, different engine, so I waited for it. I got the first touring model sold by that dealer in Colorado.
Yeah, so talk to me, please, about the ownership and buying experience specifically. You said you looked at Costco and you went to the dealer. So how did that work out?
Well, I checked out a few different dealers online,
Yep.
and I selected one that treated me better, gave me a quote quickly.
Which one was that, so people know?
It was Huberger Motors in Colorado Springs, and they said they are the largest volume Subaru dealer in the country. And they gave me a good price, and I was all ready to go that way. And then I found the Costco purchase program. I'm a Costco member, so I went through them, and they directed me to Huberger Motors. And the Costco price came out $8 cheaper.
Yeah, and just so you guys understand, we're here in Boulder, Colorado, and Huberger is in Colorado Springs, which is
70 miles away.
Yeah, and you got to go through Denver. So it's it's about a 2-hour haul when there's no traffic.
Right.
So it's a significant investment in time.
There are 3 or 4 dealers closer that I got quotes from or tried to, and I just wasn't happy with the experience.
And when did you get it? You said October?
October 26th, I think.
All right, and have you had any issues or problems with it?
The only problem I had was probably operator error. I had trouble with the tailgate, the automatic tailgate wouldn't open, and they reset it, and it was fine. I've had problems with it twice since then where I just reset it, and it was fine.
Okay.
That's the only problem I've had.
That's good. And one of the nice things about this vehicle is that it has a redone 2.5-liter horizontally opposed 4-cylinder.
Right.
So you might be open the hood and take a look at it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll pop it open and let's take a look at it, and I'll ask you how much you like the 2.5, which is it's the similar motor that's in the Outback, except revised.
Yeah, it looks the same pretty much.
Yep.
They've raised the compression and they put in direct injection, and it's got 12 more horsepower. I think it's 2 pound-feet of torque more, so it's not a lot different.
And this one's got a cover on it, so it's a plastic cover. I don't want to take it off on you, but the engine is one of the cool things I've always loved about Subarus, and this is very, I think, unique to Subarus. They always put the oil filter right on top.
Now, in my 2004, it wasn't right on top.
It's recent, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes it much easier to find and change.
Yeah.
And it's, a lot of room under here, right? So if you wanted to go work on it. Do you ever work on them yourself?
Yeah, I do. Actually, on the 2004, before I knew the head gaskets were bad, I replaced the timing belt myself.
Oh.
So that's about the limits of my ability.
And then this one, of course, has a CVT.
Right.
So a lot of people, especially a lot of our fans and viewers, don't like CVTs. Do you have any issues with the CVT? Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's
Okay.
the first CVT I've ever owned.
Yep.
I think I've only driven one other CVT, and that was a rental car, I think a Rogue. And I like it because the RPMs are where I need them when I need it. My '04 Outback only had a 4-speed automatic, and it had places where you were down below your power band, and it was really a dog for a couple of seconds. And this comes up to power right when I need it.
So let's talk numbers. How much was this vehicle, and how much did you get it for at your Costco/internet price?
I think it was listed at 35. I can't remember, 35.5 maybe, and I think I bought it for about 33.5.
It's not bad.
So
it's brand new. So
Yeah.
you got some money off.
Right.
You got a couple thousand off.
Right.
And how about fuel economy? Have you been happy? What kind of fuel economy are you getting?
Average overall for the 3,000 miles I've got on it is about 25, but most of my driving is 2.5 miles at a time. So it never gets up to temperature, and in town I get horrible mileage. That's about 22.
Wow.
But that's only driving 2.5 miles at a time. It's rated at I think 28 city and 33 highway.
But you're not getting that.
No, but it's wintertime and I'm short trips.
Have you taken any long trips?
The second week I had it, we drove it to about 1,400 miles round trip to eastern Montana, and mostly 2-lane roads, and it did very well.
Good,
It was
good. And you said you have a dog, so it's a dog-friendly vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, what
Right.
makes crossovers great is that where there's a trunk, now
Right.
there's a lot more vertical
Right.
space to store large animals or
Right.
stuff in.
So I've got 2 small to mid-sized dogs, and
Do they like it?
yeah.
Do they drive it?
They haven't said they don't like it.
Do they drive it?
No.
No, you haven't seen those
So
commercials?
one of them's tried to. He's gotten in the driver's seat when I get out of the car for a minute.
All right, let's talk about some of your favorite features, because inside it's really nice. You've got this unique color interior. So let's show
Right.
them that.
Got this is a touring model, and I think it's the only model that offers the saddle brown interior, leather interior.
I like it. It's really nice.
Yeah, I really like it,
Yeah.
and it's got some great displays on there. I got 3 different computer displays, and one of the really unique features of the touring model is a new technology they're offering. I think they call it driver focus, and it does a couple of neat things. One is it monitors the driver when you're driving, and if you look away, I think it's for 3 seconds, or if you're distracted or you're drowsy and you nod off for 3 seconds, it yells at you. The only time I've had it do that is when I'm going 5 miles an hour in a parking lot and I'm looking over there, and
So the idea is if you fall asleep or if
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
distracted in some way, it'll
Right.
let you know.
Right.
Hey, put forward.
And the other nice thing they threw in with that is when you get in and close the door, it scans the driver, and if you're one of the up to 5 faces that it has memorized, it'll set your seat settings and your mirrors and even your temperature controls to your preference.
So it eliminates the need to
Yeah.
push number 1, because you remember if you're number 1 or if your wife's
Right.
number 1.
Right, and I do have a number 1, number 2 on the door. So I could do 2 more faces besides the 5. But when we went to Montana, we'd change drivers, and not only would it change the seat for whichever one got in the driver's seat, but it swapped the heater controls.
There you go. See, and it says welcome. And then if it's Steve, it'll say welcome, Steve, if it recognizes. If you're like me and my wife, she's got hers at like 72 and I've got mine like at 68. So if you're
It's
driving,
exactly the opposite for us.
right, so if you're driving, it would switch the 2 sides
Right.
so that all of a sudden
Yeah.
the driver's side would become the colder side if that were me driving.
Yeah.
That's cool. How have you had any experience? I see you've got eyesight, right? It's right here. Subaru is very proud of their eyesight.
I love that eyesight. I love the the adaptive cruise control.
Yeah.
And it works really well. I'm really impressed with that. I've never had that before. It works really well. I've had it yell at me once or twice when I'm coming up on a vehicle too fast. Not very often, but like if someone's turning and I know they're going to get out of the way, I don't slow down enough. I have had it beep at me and flash. I have not had it actually apply the brakes.
Now, of course, one of the things Subaru is known for is X mode and all-wheel drive capability. So have you driven it in the snow or taken it off-road, and how is it done?
I've had it in the snow. I've had it in deep snow, and it's done fantastic.
And I noticed you don't have snow tires.
I've got all-weather radials, all-weather tires on it that came on it. And it's got 2 settings on X mode. It's got dirt and snow, and then it's got deep snow and mud. And my understanding is that the deep snow and mud either reduces or turns off the traction control so that you can spin when you need to get out of something.
I think in snow mode it also changes the throttle algorithm.
Oh, you're right.
Right, so that
Throttle.
when you floor it, you're not getting as much power to the wheel, so you're slowly
I think
moving.
I heard that it changes the throttle mapping. So.
Yeah. And then you did do some upgrades to it, I saw. I see you've got tinted windows, you've got a clear bra. Are you happy with that?
Yes, I am.
Yeah? Dealers often use that as a way to mark up the vehicle,
Right.
you know, and I always hate that, right? You come in and you see the price of the vehicle, and then you've got clear bra. Actually, I was at a dealership this weekend, and they had it marked up to $1,400, which seems like a lot for a bit of tape on the front of the vehicle.
Right.
So I'm always a little hesitant when I see that. But here in Colorado, I suspect it's something good, right? Because we get a lot of stones.
Yeah, every car I've had that hasn't had a clear bra ends up with stone chips all across the front of the car.
All right, and then of course, let me ask you the 2 last questions. What do you like about it the most, and what do you like about it the least? You go, let me know either way.
The most, I like the heated steering wheel. I really like all the displays.
Once you have that, it's hard to go back.
Yeah. It's got heated seats for four.
That's nice.
Seating for 4. Just an awful lot of nice features. This is kind of redundant when you have the backup camera, but when you put it in reverse, the right side view mirror tilts down a little bit so you can see the lines on the pavement and stuff.
Or a curb if you're next to a curb.
Or a curb, yeah.
Let's see how much room is in the back.
These doors open almost 90 degrees, and there's a lot of room to get in and out. The rear seats, the outboard seats, both recline a
Can
a little bit.
I try?
Sure.
Let's see how much room I have.
Yeah,
I'm 6'2".
You're a good-sized guy.
Yeah, let's see how I do in here.
There's a lot of room in there, and
A little bit tighter on headroom. I hit my head, but you've got the big sunroof too, so that's going to take away about. So it's almost like 2 inches.
Yeah. So there's a little strap here. If you pull it, you can. There it is.
Okay.
Pull that. Now you can recline it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Now I got room. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. It smells really good.
Yeah, I like the leathers. And
let's see the rear. Let's pop the back.
Sure. And the gas door is automatic. If the vehicle's locked, the gas door's locked. If the vehicle's unlocked, the gas door's open. Let me pull this out of here.
Yeah, and then I think this is a very thoughtful feature that Subaru does. They put a lot of rubber down here, so if you've got dogs or wet anything, it doesn't get the carpet wet, and you can recline the seats from back here.
Right, they'll fold forward just by pushing that button.
Yeah.
They do a nice job where the spare tire goes of room for tools and such, jumper cables.
Yeah. Everything you need in case you get stuck or you get into a little bit. And then, of course, this is electric, so there's got to be a button. Right. And you can lock it and open it.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice.
This will just close it.
Yeah.
This one will close and lock the whole car.
Yeah. Let's close it. And the last question I had was, what don't you like about it?
Yeah, I think there's really nothing I don't like about it. The 2 things that I've read in interviews that people have said, they've said it's underpowered, it's slow, and the other thing is low towing capacity. I personally don't think it's underpowered, and it's
1,500 pounds, right?
Yeah, 1,500 pounds on the towing capacity. If you want to tow something, don't get a Forester.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, because for $35,000, you could have gotten yourself a really nice Outback.
Yeah.
So why didn't you go with the Outback instead of the Forester?
The main thing was I wanted the driver focus. I'm getting older. I've had one incident a few years ago where I started to nod off and I drifted off and hit the rumble strip, and it scared me. That's and I figure as I get older, that's a really nice feature to have, that driver focus. I think it's, and that was one of the.
So you're not afraid of technology. You're not afraid that like Big Brother's going to come and
no,
and drive your Subaru.
It's a little scary. I've seen some videos where on a test track they can take control of your car, but this has the Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto. It's got all the Sirius XM and the Subaru Starlink. So it's got a lot of technology.
And in case you guys are curious, we don't have our phones, but Starlink allows you to actually do some pretty cool things. Like there's a car park locator, so it tells you where the car has been parked if you want on an app on your phone. It can also unlock and lock the car, of course.
You can remotely start it from anywhere where you have internet.
You can remotely start it. So it's a pretty cool app that allows you to actually, if you're at an airport, find your car. Right? If you want to those parking, I always park at the cheap parking, which is where there's 300,000 other cars,
Right.
and I'm always terrified of coming back and not knowing where I parked my car.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, Steve. I really
welcome.
appreciate you taking your time and bringing your Forester in. And guys, if you're interested in having your car featured on Dude, I in this case love my ride, please email us at info@tflcar.com, and we'd love to feature it. Just make sure you're somewhere here in the Denver area so that you can come into our offices. And if you have any questions for Steve, do you watch your videos?
Yeah, I've watched one or two of them.
Fair enough. Then we'll send Steve a link when this one is published, and maybe ask Steve some questions in the comments, and he'll be glad to answer them. Because once again, this is all about giving you the information that you need when making your next new car buying decision. Well, guys, as always, check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, real-world reviews. And once again, thank you, Steve. I really appreciate you taking the time and bringing your vehicle and sharing it with our fans and viewers.